According to certain clues found in game, a new collaboration event could be happening soon, and that would be Angry Birds. So we're going to take a look at these clues found around the map and dive right into it. Alright guys, welcome back to another Fortnite video, and in this one, as I've already said, it is time to take a look at some new clues in game and stuff pointing towards a possible Angry Birds event. There's been a lot of collaborations that Fortnite has done recently, and Angry Birds might just be the next one. And then at the end, we're going to talk about another event, just a little bit, but you guys definitely want to watch until the end. But anyways guys, as always, if you want to help support me, you enjoy these videos, you can use code TheLlamaSir in the item shop. On top of that, be sure to hit that like button down below in 5 seconds. If you're just waiting for the next event to come into the game like I am, I want some new stuff in game, okay? But yeah, without further ado guys, let's go ahead and jump into it and get into these clues. So the first clue I want to go over with this that could point towards an Angry Birds type event happening soon is just the fact of how in Season 9, all of these map changes and things like that, there's been a ton of stuff that has been in the game before in-game events have actually happened, if you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't worry, we got some good examples to go over. But like, for example, I think the first event this season of Season 9 was the John Wick event. Or at least the first one that had like clues and stuff in-game. Like, for example, as a reminder, if you went over towards Paradise Palms, there was a house that I'm pretty sure was like almost the exact house, or like a close representation of the house in the John Wick movie. You could tell that it was super similar. There was also this like hidden thing in the basement with chests and stuff down there that you broke through the floor that was very similar to a scene from the movie or movies. But overall, that was a reference to John Wick. I think also the Continental Hotel was a reference as well. I'm not an expert on John Wick, so correct me if I'm wrong. And then on top of that, recently we got news about Stranger Things stuff. And if you missed my video on like the Stranger Things event, be sure to check out my video. I'll leave that down below in the description and pinned comment. It's one of my previous ones, covers stuff about that. But basically there was the Scoops Ahoy restaurant added into Mega Mall. That is a reference directly referencing something within Stranger Things, whether I believe there was the same shop in the new Stranger Things Season 3 trailer. But basically the reason that I'm bringing all of this stuff up is that they've been hiding clues on the map about future collaborations. So who's to say those two are the only ones on the map? Well, again, that might not be the case. Angry Birds might be the next one. So let's jump into game here and take a look at a possible clue that can be found on the map and could be pointing towards this. Alright guys, so here we are in game. We are in Playground, ready to take a look at this clue. We've also got Omega, the purple lights Omega, ready to go. Oh man, if you remember that time, leave a comment down below if you remember grinding for purple Omega or like the lights on Omega. That was crazy. It took me like so long. But yeah, let's get into it. So basically we want to head over to Mega Mall, and going into the Dusty Divot Rift is the quickest way to get there. Alright, so heading on down to Mega Mall, it is right down there. And also we do have another possible clue to go over that's on the map. We'll cover that in just a second, but let's head over to Mega Mall. Oh my goodness, is that what I think it is? It's a pump. Oh my. Rest in peace. I missed that time. We'll see if Season 10 brings it back. But here we are in Mega Mall. And as a reminder, the Scoops Ahoy restaurant ice cream parlor is right down here. So there you go. So that gets you thinking though, are any of these other things a reference to a possible future collaboration? Obviously you have the arcade, which is too basic to be a reference to anything. Oh, I also missed this one over here. So what? Okay. I don't think that one's a reference either. Totally tunage. I'm not sure what that means either, but that's not the one we want to take a look at. Instead, we want to head over to this one right here, the Oink Oink restaurant. And if you take a look inside of there, you know, it's pretty cool, nothing too crazy going on. It's a restaurant, all right. The interesting thing though is this this logo for it, because if you take a look at that logo right there, it looks very, very similar to the pigs that are in Angry Birds. Like, let me line it up a bit here and put up a comparison image, but as you can see, it is definitely pretty similar. The shape of the eyes, the pupils, the shape of the nose itself, how it's sort of triangle with rounded edges, it's very, very similar to the pigs within the Angry Birds universe. Now, is that just a coincidence? I'm not exactly sure. Again, the design is very, very similar, and judging by how like we have the Scoops Ahoy restaurant right next to it, it definitely could be another reference. And then taking a look inside again, if we go upstairs, you know, you've got a little bit more of the restaurant. There's nothing crazy inside of the restaurant. It's pretty basic, but I do find that clue itself very, very interesting. Now, on top of that, guys, for the next clue I want to cover that builds off of that a bit, and this one, I do want to go into replay because it's faster to show you. It is pretty far far away, but basically I wanted to reference these things on the map. So as you may remember, this used to be a sled, but just recently it got turned into this like rocket ship, which is a little bit odd. It's a little bit out of place considering that the previous things we've had around the map have been like, you know, animals and stuff like that, but a rocket ship is definitely a bit out there. And what it sort of seems to resemble to me, it's possible it could be a reference to like the types of buildings and stuff that you have to destroy in like the Angry Birds universe. And in fact, guys, as you may remember, there was a specific Angry Birds game called Angry Birds Space. So having a spaceship could definitely be a connection to that. Now on top of that, that's not the only structure on the map. There's also literally another pig structure over here near Lucky Landing. However, this one I believe was more so towards season 8. So maybe that doesn't mean anything, but you know, it's another reference to a pig, which is a big, you know, character in the Angry Birds universe. Definitely something to take note of for sure. And then after that, guys, another one over here, there is a fish that I'm pretty sure was added in season 9. Now, why would a fish be interesting? Well, again, it kind of reminds me of like those weird wooden structures in the games that you have to, you know, break down. Like imagine the slingshot is somewhere over here firing towards this fish trying to break it down. I don't know, it just seems like a little bit of a possible reference to that as well. So I wanted to bring up those 3 things on the map as more possible things pointing towards this event, as they could be important clues towards this. Now after that then, guys, the next thing I want to talk about is that if this is a collaboration, what could it be for? Obviously with previous events like the John Wick, that was for the John Wick 3 movie, I believe, that was coming out, and then we also had, or we haven't had quite yet as I'm making this video, the Stranger Things stuff. That's coming out soon. But if there's a collaboration with Angry Birds, it would have to be with something. And guys, there is something coming out in like the next couple of months. That is right, the Angry Birds movie 2, or Angry Birds 2 movie, is coming out in August, which is like perfect timing for this. I believe the specific date for the movie is August 16. But again, that timing is like right on. It's like spot on, where a couple of small clues added in this season, and then maybe we see an even bigger clue or multiple clues added in season 10 would definitely make a lot of sense. That's how I would expect Epic Games to hint towards something like this. They're always so secretive, but on top of that, it's a movie. If it was a game, I could see that maybe, you know, that's a little bit less likely, since why would a video game, you know, promote another video game? But since this is a movie, and we've seen them help promote movies before with the John Wick 3 and also Avengers stuff and all of that, it definitely fits in with something that Epic Games would do. So yeah, guys, it is for sure a possibility. And what do you guys think about that stuff? Do you think it's likely? Do you think we'll be seeing an Angry Birds event with special challenges and stuff like that soon? Leave your comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And actually, before we get into this next thing, something that I just thought about that would be like super cool is, what about an LTM where you use the materials in game and then you fire a slingshot at them to like try and destroy them, and you could do it in creative or something like that? Or I mean, like, it could be a creative made map, very similar to like Downtown Drop, as in like how it was an LTM that you could play with, but it was on like a creative map. And then it would be similar to the Angry Birds games and universe, where you have to destroy structures. Maybe you have to fire a rocket launcher at the structures and you get points for destroying wooden structures, metal structures, all of that stuff. I just think that would be like, that would fit in perfectly as an LTM. But yeah, guys, as I said, there's something else I wanted to talk about that has to do with another event, and depending on when you're watching this video, that event might already be out, but it shouldn't be out for a while after I post this video. Basically, it has to do with the Stranger Things type stuff. There's 2 main things I want to talk about. The first of which is that we recently got info from Lucas7Yoshi on Twitter, posted that inside of the files there are strings referencing new skins from Stranger Things. As you guys know, in previous events, when they decide to do collaborations, they always add like special skins and stuff like that, and this time around there is going to be apparently a Demogorgon skin, or however you pronounce it, Demogorgon. But as you guys know, like the monster inside of the Stranger Things universe, having that as a skin would definitely be super cool. And as always, guys, use code TheLlamaSir if you want to help support me. On top of that, he also said that there could be a Chief Hopper skin, that it says Chief Hopper in the strings, so that could definitely be something added as well. It's pretty likely that those 2 skins could be added into the game with this event. Now after that then, there's one final thing I want to talk about, and for this one I want to go into game to show you. But yeah, if you want to see this one yourself, you can definitely do so, but you have to go into Playground. It only shows up on Playground, and the location you want to go to is back at Mega Mall. So if we head on down there, and also can we hit the special little jump that I like to do right here, bounce off this air vent? Boom. It's always a ton of fun. But yeah, here we are in Mega Mall, and basically the thing I want to show you are these ice cream cones that show up in Playground. They only show up in Playground again, but it's very, very interesting because, like, look at them. They look delicious. And there's a few that can spawn at this table over here. If you also go over to Scoops Ahoy, you can see that a bunch more spawn inside of the Scoops Ahoy restaurant. Now, that's very peculiar because I'm pretty sure this is the only spot that they spawn, meaning that it's another reference to Stranger Things and is just another special thing for this event and stuff like that. And if you go up to the ice cream cones, you can actually consume them, and as you can see, they restore 5 health for every one you decide to eat. So yeah, guys, I just thought that was a very interesting, another connection to events. There's so many special events happening and going to happen soon that I'm excited to cover all this stuff with you guys. And if you don't want to miss my videos on these events and things, be sure to hit that subscribe button on the screen or down below, because I'm hoping to post more of these soon, keeping you guys up to date on the events and stuff happening in game. And on top of that, you can check out some of my other stuff here, such as on the left, a video covering how the Zapotron will likely return, and then on the right, another fun video I'm sure you guys will enjoy. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one.